I need that.
You don't. You have fake notes in there. It's a prop.
No, it's not. I actually do have notes.
You have nothing in there.
I really...
You got nothing. Anyways, game number 2 here. Are we expecting to see something out of AFK a little bit stronger? Here, I'll grab it for you, sweetie.
Their picks are not going to be late game based. They may still run the duo hunters, but they're not going to run the same middle core that takes a while to get online. That's a mistake that we've seen, and I think teams are really going to start to recognize. If you run hunters on your 2 side lanes, you have to have a strong mid laner, jungle, and support combination, or else you're going to get behind from teams that, like we just saw, Legion, who can abuse that.
So what are you thinking? Do you think we'll see like a Thanatos? I mean, it doesn't look like this Xbalanque's going away anytime soon, and DJ Pernick is still going to run it. Obviously, you're not going to waste a ban on it. You're just not. So who has a good matchup versus
Xbalanque?
Yeah.
I mean, Xbalanque is just big and tanky. You can still kill him. Nemesis is actually really good if you can find a pick on him, but not when also... But without like a Poseidon who has secured damage, when you have these guys that don't have secured damage, you can't really kill the Xbalanque. The Nemesis was a good pick. It just, they needed a stronger mid and a stronger support.
Well, it's time to see what's going to happen here. Picks and bans. Game 2 of set 3, the final match of the day. The SPL powered by Curse Voice. Agni joined by Adonis. Bologna, first ban taken out from Legion, who will be rocking the order side. Athena will follow up from AFK. Bye-bye Cirquette, making sure Wukong gets no one. And now maybe a Sylvanus ban. No, it's going to be Hunbets, making sure Mr. Pernicus does not get him. So I would love to see the Sylvanus pick here, and there it is.
Yeah, additionally, Allied is back in this game. So
what?
We will see Allied. Now we see Sylvanus grabbed up. Pain Deviant played perfectly, I would have to say, that last game. And again, he's going to look to control this duo lane.
Yep. So as soon as you have Allied back, depending on what this team's telling him to do, this is guaranteed Xbalanque. Yep. I mean, Allied, he's just the designated Xbalanque for this team. They're like, all right, well, we have Allied. He's probably going to be late to a couple of rotations early on, and we get it. David Hands.
Shots fired.
No, I'm just, he's a boy, right? He's my boy. So he crushes the late game. We saw it at the spring finals. It's what he's great at. It's what he excels. And now Cupid and Agni will get picked up. So I can't think of too many things more annoying than a Cupid and a Sylvanus in lane. So this is going to be rather tough for AFK to kind of pick out this draft.
It's going to be rough for them. They're going to grab Odin.
No.
All right, see, AFK, now they're drafting early again. They're going back to their roots. They're like, we could not do this double hunter. If they could, right? They needed a stronger core. Isis Odin, that's probably going to be a jungle Odin. Legion bans out Nemesis, but I think that's going to be a jungle Odin.
Jungle Odin, well, Weekend does love it. And that normally means the game ends around 20 to 25 minutes for AFK. They either win by then or they lose.
Additionally,
after that.
No one on Legion can get out of the Odin ult right now.
So far, yeah. There's no jumps at all. I mean, sure, the Agni dash might be able to beat him, but it's not like Weekend's going to miss that. And Sun Wukong, baby, that's going to Incon. They're going hyper damage here. They're doing all of the things.
That's going to be huge for them. If Incon does go this god, that's going to be huge for them in lane. They're really going to have a good time against, or they're not going to have a good time, but they're going to have a better time against the Cupid Sylvanus than you would typically see. Tier drafted for Salt Machine, and I think Salt Machine's back. I can't confirm that, though. I'm not 100%
regardless,
sure.
I mean, Legion has drafted a fantastic lineup. And AFK, although I'm excited about it, it's really just because, Incon plays the hell out of Sun Wukong in the stream, and Odin's one of those gods who I think should be one of the most powerful ones because he is the All-Father after all. And with the Sobek pick here, is this a Sun Wukong solo?
We could see a lot of things. Sobek won't jungle, but it could be a support Odin, support Wukong, or support Sobek. Actually, it's probably not a support Odin. It's a support Sun Wukong or Sobek. We'll have to see when we get in game.
All right, no. Here it is.
There's multiple.
Support Sobek, solo Sun Wukong, Odin jungle.
Okay, I can see that.
That's it. I'm calling it. But at the end of the day, I mean, Legion's team is insanely good.
Yeah, it's very good early. It's transitions, mid as well. Cupid Sylvanus are going to control their lane and be looking to rotate early and make big plays with the Agni. And Salt Machine, though, is confirmed. He is going to be playing solo tier, and it is going to be solo Wukong.
I was right.
You got it.
Take that, Adonis.
Okay.
That's right, Mr. Analyzer.
If chat could see my face right now.
They don't want to. All right, game has started up here. Set number 2, or set number 3, game number 2. We will see as AFK is not looking for any kind of early invade. Not yet, at least. Cyclone spin.
DJ's trying to find information. He wants to know, he wants to know what Weekend's starting with. Is it going to be an early gank?
Yeah. And DJ Pernicus just needs the vision so he can hit tab and see him, but Weekend's going to walk right on up here. No fear, as he will just drop the ward and show off that AFK ward skin there that you guys can get from a treasure chest. And it'll also give you AFK Nemesis.
Yeah.
Did he run that last game?
Yes, he did.
Okay, good.
The first showing of AFK Nemesis was AFK's loss.
Good for them.
Heartseeker by Xbalanque, for Xbalanque, as well as Cupid. Cupid does have a self-heal, though. He also has Sylvanus Wisp, so Cupid will be fine, but Allied playing it a little bit risky could be a trouble for him. And a 3-camp start coming out from AFK.
I'm not sure how AFK is going to come out on top in this game.
Oh, on top of this game or on top of this?
On top of this game. I understand this, but I mean, I'm just looking at it and like Sobek's cool and all. Yeah, he's got the anti-heal in his kit, but I mean, Sylvanus is going to do exponentially more than Sobek, whose clears like meh, and then he's going to be a little bit late to the rotations on the mid-harpies.
Their early laning phase is done. Cupid Sylvanus will run this lane dry. Like,
and that's also the weakness of AFK is mid-harpies right now.
But they have a better fight with the Isis and Odin combination. And actually, look at this early game. Okay. DJ Pernicus going to get spotted out here by Weekend. We saw Kiki actually look to cut off DJ Pernicus on his rotation.
We can now just bird bombing in. He will now hit the long trail back to his base. He was thinking about going forward and trying to delay them, but he ends up calling out differently to Kiki, and that's you can really tell by Kiki's route as to what they were doing. And Magic Cudgel almost able to send Tyr home, but not quite.
Yeah, Cyclone Spin winning this trade-out battle. And I think the Wukong pick, they didn't know where they wanted it to go until they locked in Tyr. And now Cyclone Spin just controlling this lane against Salt Machine.
Yep. As now we will see Kiki just go ahead and just shine through this one. I mean, it's 135.
They're going to go fight him at their back harpies.
Weekend now looking for it. Aduro, he does have his dash. He's going to be okay. And Cyclone Spin is just bullying Tyr at this point. He's got a level advantage. He's got the wave pushed up, barely missing Magic Cudgel on Salt Machine. And, well, it's going to be really, really tough for Salt. But if he can make it out of this lane alive, he's going to do just fine. They just need to be even. If they're even, Tyr's okay. If they're behind, Tyr's screwed.
Yeah, it's very hard, especially if we see a Mystical Male come out of Cyclone Spin to get that early lead.
Yeah.
Taking a look. Weekend, though, it looks like AFK Gaming is just straight out farming Legion. Legion's going to have a hard time hitting 5 before these mid camps, and even though Legion's dual lane is stronger and more likely to be at these mid harpies, Isis being 5 and Odin being 5 is going to be incredibly potent.
You can also throw the ring out and just kind of block off the passages. Cyclone Spin now, he avoids the power cleave, avoids everything actually, as the creeps will now just sit there and attack, and the slow just off the mark, and he's going to win that poke battle. 15 seconds here. The mid-harpies getting ready to come up. AFK deep in the jungle of Legion, and they're trying to take everything they can, and somehow they were able to deter the Sylvanus all the way down. And look at that route Pain Devion has to take because he's not being there. So even though they have the superior lane, AFK was able to force a weird route on him to where that rotation was just useless out of him.
Pain's not 5. If Pain was 5 there, they might have been able to fight, but he doesn't hit it just short. There it is. Now a 3-core grouping from both teams, but AFK or Legion cannot be as abusive as they were last game against the Nuwa and Nemesis. They do have to worry about DJ Pernicus and Agni's burst.
Weekend has yet to find a kill yet on the Odin. He's getting to that point where, well, Odin will start looking for kills or else he will just naturally be behind. This guy falls off pretty hard.
And individually, but AFK get these gods that, while in a matchup, a 1v1 matchup, not too strong, but they utilize his utility, right? They're going to be looking for huge team fights with the Odin ultimate. Even though Odin's not going to be doing as much damage as he would normally do, he's going to be able to set up a Duro for a lot of, or excuse me, Kiki for a lot of kills.
As Kiki just pushes through here. You know, we saw the last time that Kiki ran this, he kind of went, I think he went like CDR boots. The difference between the two, do you favor one over the other, Kevin?
I mean, they're just using it for Kiki's playstyle. Kiki likes utility-based mids. He likes spamming his abilities. He likes hitting multiple stuns in fights, multiple silences, and having that magic circle up as much as possible so they can fight even more often, excuse me.
Yeah. Well, he's going to go full-blown power boots here this time around, as the power boots as well on the Sun Wukong get finished out. So Cyclone Spin says, well, you know, I like Divios' build at the spring finals, but now it's just a little out of date. I'm just guessing what he's saying.
I don't know what he's saying.
I just told you.
Weaken pressuring these buffs though.
He's en route.
Not in time for the speed, but he's going to turn on blue, and Cyclone Spin is there as well. DJ and Salt Machine spot this out. Weaken wants to fight, and Kiki's rotating as well for it.
They need to fight, and they're baiting this hard. Kiki's here. They need to hit the Spirit Ball, and then what will follow will be the Odin Ring, and now they're looking for it, and bye-bye Bastet.
DJ took too much poke there.
3 people come over here, as Aduro will be here as well. The Power Cleave will come out. They're on the Odin, and he's going to get stunned out, and Weaken's still not going to turn on this at all. Xbalanque, Darkest Nights will come out, and now the question is what they will decide to do, and
no, they baited retreat. They baited out 2 huge teamfight ultimates there, Circle Protection and Darkest of Nights, and then Legion's like, all right, we'll back up. We're just going to let you waste those abilities there, and they're going to secure their blue buff safely. They also have a window of opportunity now to teamfight, and they should be ahead. It's going to be a question of whether DJ wants to take that opportunity, that small window that they've now opened.
Yeah, which he probably wants to, but it's a matter of if he's feeling it or not, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's really what it comes down to with the jungle. I mean, it's so hard to gank these lanes as it is, and Bastet, well, she's definitely lethal, but we will see, as the wave clear is definitely superior on the side of Isis already, as the wave. Oh, he got the pull. There's the follow-up as well. Weaken. Wow, what reaction time out of him to hit that leap and not get stunned out. He saw his life flash before his eyes there for sure.
For sure, and then Pain Devion there raced Wrath of Terra. He hit the root before ulting, which means he locked him in place, but it's not a cripple, so Weaken was able to jump out, given that extra time.
Master's Will. The spinning ability here coming from Cyclone Spin, and he's going to miss the Ox form, trying to knock up tier, interrupting the Fearless, and, well, he's going to get shoved under his tower just a little bit. But, I mean, Wukong, who's got the advantage going into mid-game?
I mean, right now, Wukong, simply, he has a 400 gold lead. Tier's going to make a bigger impact, I would say, when it comes to team fights, if he can hit multiple people with Fearless. But Wukong should do more damage overall.
DJ Pernicus tagging it up. Aduro taking a look at his pathing here. He's going to lose 1 creep here for sure, and he'll be able to take out the rest here. So, I mean, relatively quiet game so far. I mean, it's 7 minutes and 12 seconds in, and you know, normally AFK at this time has put up like 12 kills, like total in the game between both teams, and it just hasn't been the case. Legion of Carrots, they're playing at the pace that they want to play at, and all things considered, the Sylvanus Cupid lane didn't bring up a kill as I thought it would.
And well, I mean, getting a kill is hard, but you would expect them to have some form of gold lead. But I was looking at it out of the corner on the minimap, and they weren't able to push up AFK's dual lane, and we see that Xbalanque, 4,200 gold. Cupid, 4,200 gold. They're dead even, so Cupid did not have that early lead. He's still going to be stronger because he's an ability-based god. His Heart Bomb hits huge. His Field of Love, huge in teamfights. Xbalanque, going to take a little bit to get online, as he has huge auto attacks late game, but he's not there yet.
The Alligator will make his way into the mid lane, but the one thing that's really good for Cupid, I mean, just synergy-wise, is definitely Sylvanus. He gets guaranteed setup for the Heart Bomb, and that's really all Cupid wants. I mean, the ability, it's not the hardest thing in the world to hit, but it's definitely difficult. Cyclone
Spin just stole back harpies with a Magic Cudgel. That's going to put you on tilt a little bit here. As we do see DJ Pernicus, though, he's still even with Weaken for now.
And Weaken has yet to get involved, and I don't know if he's waiting for Frostbound Hammer or what, but I mean, Odin has a limited window, I would say, to where he's really useful or not obsolete. At least so far in competitive play.
They're going to use him for utility, right? And Weaken runs this all the time. He runs the Thanatoses. He runs the gods that have huge burst potential early because of their abilities. He hasn't been able to find anything, but then he can turn into utility base. He's going to synergize with Kiki incredibly well. Circle protection right on that Odin ult. Like, And no one has a jump outside of Bastet.
Tier.
He has but he has to waste his ult for it.
Yep. The heal coming from the tier here. He's getting punched by both Odin and Sun Wukong here, and now they're going to change their gaze. They're going to go right on to the Bastet, who's going to try to jump away here. Blink comes out as well, and now, well, Bastet, curtains. Cats tried to do the best they can, but now Tier's in a lot of trouble. They're going to have to force out the Lawbringer here, and that's going to be done, and now Fields of Love will be there as well. The follow-up is here. Aduro throwing everything he can, and now all the way in the back is going to be Kiki, who will get taken out by Panda Cat, and Aduro is able to leave out of this fight as well. So AFK, they trade 1 for 1.
They're going to take this blue buff as well. They took the speed here, but they did get first blood, and that's important. A missed pluck by Incon there. Just going to walk out.
A moth just flew into Kevin's mouth. That was, oh my god, that was just embarrassing to watch. Weekend's going to go ahead and hit the wave up there. Heart Palm will be on Incon, and the follow-up coming out of Panda Cat, who is really just forcing the issue here. And I love it. You know, sometimes we'll see a hunter kind of come into battle versus, you know, someone else and not really have that confidence, but that's not the case here today.
Protein. We see Panda Cat start up Gold Fury here. Allied's the only one there, but Kiki's rotating in as well. Is Legion going to commit to this?
Well, Branchy Bolas is definitely going to help him out. Spirit Ball is going to be on the mark, and Legion takes the first Gold Fury. They might be able to take out the Sylvanus here. Scratch that, they will. And that'll actually go to Kiki. Ally definitely wanted that for the additional power from his passive, but hey, I mean, it's still a kill.
Yeah, Legion is still behind, though, even after Gold Fury. And AFK continuing to put on the pressure. Perfect synergy pluck right into Spirit Ball.
That's called teamwork. That's like an alley-oop. It's not really like the LeBron.
It's not the LeBron.
It's not the full-blown LeBron. It's just like the normal alley-oop.
Yeah, so one thing I want to talk about here is AFK, they lost Gold Fury, but they've been slowly bleeding Legion dry, slowly stealing these camps, though. Tier coming in. Yep,
the ring is going to be there as well. Tier forced the Lawbringer out of this one. The knockup was great from Sylvanus. He's going to stop this fight, and the Wisp will be able to take out Kiki again. Now Cyclone's been pushing up here. He's got his decoy down there, and now he has no escape. He's dead. And what was a little bit of a lead here for AFK is now, well, it's gone. I mean, they're only up by like almost 1,000 gold. Oh, not even 650.
The game is basically back to even now. AFK dove a little too hard there. You saw them. Actually, Weekend ringed in his own himself, right? And he was taking a lot of the tower damage. Now, DJ Pernicus smartly using these cats. They're going to have 3 people on this tower, and no one's there to defend it. Sobek's doing red buff.
Sometimes you got to sacrifice cats for the good of a tower, and that's exactly what we just saw. Gold Fury down as well, and the pluck will hit DJ Pernicus, and Incon, he's really just putting himself in a spot where he's trying to get the kills, and Allied will get that one, so that's actually going to be relatively big for them.
Yeah, he stayed a little too late, though, and now Pain Deviant, he's got to get ringed in, and the rest of AFK is going to walk
They're
right
dumping
in
everything
and
into
him.
And that's going to be a kill there. Weekend's going to be able to get that one. They have no other objectives they can really take on the map. I mean, just looking across, I mean, all buffs are down besides their speed buff, which is getting ready to come up here in a matter of seconds. But, I mean, ideally right there, they want Gold Fury, but Legion doing the right thing and picking their battles very wisely.
Yeah, but they stayed a little bit too deep there, and 2 players got caught. Kiki controlling these mid-camp still. Player damage. Look at Cyclone Spin. I mean, most of that's just poking out Salt Machine, though, and they're still even in gold.
Yeah. Allied number 2 as well, and he hasn't really been winning the poke battle. Or he hasn't even been really poking Panda Cat either. He's just been like, you know, just kind of there in these team fights, and Weekend fires up the bird bomb here, and whoop! That's a very, very quick clear.
Yep.
You remember the days when, or the NA regionals, when everyone was talking about how the Loki-Odin combo in the duo lane was just so good because of the clear?
Yeah, and Dignitas, I think, were planning on running it, but never did.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, of course, Zatman wanted to run Loki.
Yeah, you see DJ Pernicus there walk to that lane and then realize that trying to gank Cyclone Spin is a bad idea. The rest of AFK follows suit, and look at these wards by Legion. They're everywhere. They constantly know where AFK is all game.
Yeah, and I don't even think...
wards by Aduro.
I'm not even sure if AFK is even expecting this amount of sentry wards. When they watch this game back, they'll definitely probably play this a little bit differently and start buying more sentry wards, but I mean, there's none in the back pockets of any member of AFK right now. So they're losing the vision battle. For sure.
For sure. But also, Legion is investing so much into wards, they need to get something off of it because they're putting a lot of vision on the map, but if they're not getting anything off of it, that's a lot of gold wasted when they're already behind.
The whiffs come out as well. Tail Whip's going to knock him back, and Incon trying to boss around Payne Devion, saying that he is the support and not Mr. Payne. His back camps will be taken as well. 14 minutes on the clock here. 8 total kills. AFK. They lost the Gold Fury, but they got the lead. Legion, though, looking to close this one out 2-0.
I want to talk about these wards a little bit here. Unless DJ can find the kill, Cyclone backs in time.
Go ahead,
Aduro
shoot.
is already 800 gold behind Kiki, and he's placed 8 wards. That's, if he doesn't place a sentry, that's 400 gold. Aduro, he places a ton of sentries. I'm assuming he's dumped about 600 gold into wards. That's extending how far he is behind.
So he's 1,600 gold.
He's behind by a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. The vision is fantastic, but they haven't really been getting anything off of it.
So when's the right time to buy these wards? If you're behind, isn't that like the rule of thumb? Like, oh, I'm behind. I got to buy wards now so I don't die.
It's if you're worried about the pressure or you're looking for picks. You want to pick off the enemy when they rotate in because you have superior vision, or you're scared of the enemy, which he is against an Odin as Odin goes in for a ring.
Xbalanque ultimate as well, and now they're going to go right on the Panda Cat. He's staying outside the Odin ring there, and they're not able to lock him down as Incon here's the retreat call, and now he's going to try to turn and hits him with them Sick'em, and now throws him backwards. Pain to Beyond, down you go. The Wrath of Terror didn't go off as well, and so now the gaze has turned onto DJ Pernicus, who is in an AFK witch, as he is likely to fall here. Down he goes. Allied gets another kill, and I bet they're really happy that Allied's back.
That's just unfortunate for Legion there. They they waited to dump all their abilities, and the second they did, Kiki throws that Spirit's Circle of Protection there and just heals it all back up and reducing the damage. It was just poor timing from Legion on that re-engage.
Gold Fury still up. AFK now finally going for it here. Panda Cat. He has no ultimate, but he's not worried about it. Aduro, he's got big bombs. Oh my god! There's going to be 2 stuck on there. The Path of Flames follows up as well. Aduro's going to pay with his life, but he almost did it all. Tears turn now. He sees low targets. He's got one. Oh. No, he gets stunned out. Okay, Kiki, you're the GOAT. I bow to you. I take back everything mean I've ever said about your mid-play. You're great. My god.
Cyclone Spin also, he ate a heart bomb, able to get up just in time. Gonna heal up and live there. Panic, yeah, trying to find some return kill, but AFK Gaming, fantastic teamwork. They all barely escape with just like under 10% life.
What a god Kiki is. What a god.
Playing one of the better games I've seen him play.
I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Like, he played fantastic at the Spring Finals, right? But like, dude, that saved Incon's life.
Yeah, and look at how tanky he is. He's picked up Ethereal Staff now, and also a Nemenian Lion picked up for Weekend. It's going to be hard to find someone in this team fight. It's really only Allied Allied's the only one with no protection or health items.
Which is expected.
Yes.
And by no health items, I mean, he's got lifesteal at least.
Hey, lifesteal OP.
Yeah, lifesteal OP, man. That's exactly that's the dream, right? So, Allied also is 3-0-6. So he's getting an additional 15 power from his passive just by getting these kills, which is always very beneficial for the Xbalanque. But, I mean, the team fight from AFK right now, there's just so much disruption that can happen, whether it's Ox Form, Odin Ring, Spirit Ball, Darkest Nights, or even just a pluck from Sobek. I mean, AFK can fight in the chaos. The question is can Legion?
It's going to be hard for them, and Aduro's not able to really put out the damage he needs to make an impact there. You saw him dump so many bombs on players that are low, but he doesn't have the damage. He's invested a lot of gold into wards and not getting anything off of it. Can we take a look at player damage real quick? Because Aduro has been doing a lot in these team fights, and he's still only sitting at 6,000 damage.
Fields of Love comes down, extending the range of the auto attacks will be Allied here, as he's got the cats on him. He's going to be able to shred through them, and now Payne Devion's going to try to secure this kill, and
Lifesteal.
Allied's going to walk straight out of this one. So 3 ultimates dumped into trying to kill Allied, and well, he's just a slippery little guy. He's like a sneaky kitten.
He got Aussie passive proc, and he was actually able to lifesteal up past the dot damage of the cats and of the bleed from DJ Pernicus. It was just lifesteal.
Crazy. Yeah. You guys thought we were joking about it. No, they're not going to start up.
Yeah, they have Ice Assault.
Nah, they're not going to do it.
All right, they're rotating though. I think they're looking for a pick. They want to start it early. I mean, AFK Gaming has a team comp that could do it. Not only that, but they have an Odin. They can block out anyone trying to steal.
That's also a great point, especially the ones who can't jump. Always beneficial. Tyr now, he's getting focused down. Will the ring come out as well to try to kill him? They're going to get knocked up here. Lawbringer forced out as well. And Cyclone Spin goes right into it, and they're going to take him out. Aduro's ultimate is going to be good, but not going to be good enough as Incon will be able to zone. And now if they get 1 or 2 more picks, I mean, this is going to be Fire Giant. It's 13 kills on the board. There's 10 kills in favor of AFK.
Yeah, but
they have the lead.
Legion looks strong. I mean, AFK burned a lot of ultimates to only find 1 player here. They can't really.
Well, they don't even have Allied
hard
in the fight. Allied's over there split pushing. He might be able to get a tier 2 out of this, which is exactly what he's looking for.
Yeah, Panda Cat backed. He should be able to get to that in time. But once again, AFK looking to pressure this right lane, noticing that Panda Cat backed and that DJ's in mid.
2 tier 1 towers will put you at around 1,000 gold for the team. 1 tier 1 tower definitely not worth, but 2, start to see the bigger picture. Spirit Ball going to be right off the mark there, trying to secure the buff, and they were able to get that blue buff for Cyclone Spin.
I mean, you look at it, there's only 13 kills on the board, and both teams have got a Gold Fury. But AFK Gaming has about a 5k gold lead. It's been a slow bleed for AFK. They've just been keeping up the pressure, and Aduro hasn't been able to get out the damage. Same with DJ. DJ and Aduro haven't really been able to find anything in return.
Aduro's doing the best he can. I mean, these meteors they're on point. Some would say his nickname's Ron Point. See what I did there?
Allied actually might try and keep up this chase. Yeah, Panda Cat's forced to sprint, but Allied sprinting as well.
Allied, and he gives up. He put so much into that. Sprint 3 ultimate, and Panda Cat's able to stay alive there. Good job by Panda Cat. If he would have screwed up on holding stop. W, oh my God, could you imagine if he got stunned there?
Gold Fury coming up in 20 seconds. Darkest of Nights won't be available, though, so they won't have that really stop to the vision.
Well, they got Tyr preoccupied, so they don't have to worry about him disrupting anything. It's really... I got all my eyes on Weekend here. Weekend is either going to zone him out and do the right thing, or they're just going to try to just burst this down. The first Hand of the Gods already used here, and now Weekend's going to try to zone him out. Might see the Odin ring instantly, and Pain Devion blinks through, and he needed to melee him, and he's got him in the cage now, so big bombs coming over the side of Duro with an amazing job here. Allied forced all the way out. Rising Jaguar is going to try to save his life. He has to dodge this, and now he's going to lifesteal off. He dodges perfectly, and now he's going to look to take out Pernicus as well.
Frostbound Hammer did so much work there. GJ Pernicus could not get away, and Incon's able to find the pluck in the back line.
Oh, the
Salt
dream.
Machine coming
the dream.
Up here.
Oh, the preemptive beads from Allied saves him from it. And now that's on a long respawn. They're going to try to turn on Pain. Pain in a lot of trouble here. He's very tanky, but you can just see the slow from lurking in the water is just, it's so much to deal with. And now they have another person cut off here. And Tyr, he does have the Lawbringer, though, so if worst case to worst, he can jump away, and he's going to get plucked backwards. And, well, see you later, Salt Machine. We'll see you in 50.
Yep, AFK Gaming going to take Gold Fury, take 4 kills. They're looking pretty as they pressure this tier 2 tower. Cyclone Spin counter jungling on the right side of the map. AFK, they are looking much stronger compared to their game 1.
Yep. 5-0-7 is Allied here. He's going to go straight forward here, and Panda Cat, he's seen better days as that makes him now 6-0. Allied, the Senpai, he was missed in game 1. He just can't fill those shoes, right? Losing
Panda Cat there is huge. Because AFK is pretty low and are going to have to back in unison, they might have been able to find a Fire Giant pick, but with all their physical down outside of DJ Pernicus, Legion's not going to be able to sneak it.
Looking at the builds here, Mystical Mail done for Cyclone Spin as well as Jotuns, and now based on the lineup across the way, that final piece, it should be a Midgardian Mail.
DJ Pernicus is 0-5-0 and no second active outside of Hog 1.
He's had a rough game.
Still, though, you would like to see him have picked up some defensive active. At least Beads one probably would have saved him. He's been trying to stack damage, but all his poke has been completely negated. I mean, there's so many self-heals coming out from AFK Gaming. In addition, though, he keeps trying to dive Aduro, or excuse me, Kiki in the back line, but Circle Protection is preventing all of it.
Cyclone Spin now shoving up the mid wave. Pain to Beyond running away for his life as well. Fortunately, Salt Machine will be able to get a good amount of farm all the way in the short lane for a good bit with it completely uncontested, so he doesn't have to worry about dying, which is always a good feeling. Never want to second guess yourself. Spirit Robe started up here on the tier as well. He might be able to finish that relatively soon, as Titan's Bane will be the next thing coming out for Bastet.
Yep, and now we see AFK Gaming. They're not even going for Fire Giant. They're looking for a pick. This is the player they need to pick too.
Yep, lurking in the water is going to be good, and that's going to be Pain. This is going to be a Fire Giant, bro. They're actually looking for more, shockingly, and you can just tell if they get one more pick. They have a lot of time to work with here. They got 33 seconds to find another pick. They might be able to initiate and just do whatever they want. Cyclone Spin in the top of your UI there. He's going to go ahead and grab that red buff from him.
He hasn't even been in any of these fights. He's counter jungling every time AFK is grouped. He's just finding more stuff across the map because he knows his core is so strong right now. And it looks like AFK Gaming is finally turning their sights onto Fire Giant.
Cyclone Spin now. He will be lingering around on the backside. He's going to get spotted out by the minions as well as Salt Machine. And
he's just distracting them.
Yeah, he's going to hit Ox form. And, well, you can see the members. Bastet's going to be here. DJ Pernicus, shake what you got in them gems, baby girl. Let's see what you got. He's got the slowdown. They avoid it. And now Ally jumps around. Circle of protection. GG. AFK's got it. Weaken's got him in a ring. Fields of Love will slow him down. Aduro can't make his way through the fight just yet, and he has to stay alive. Same with DJ Pernicus, who's all the way on the backside, and now we're going to see Cyclone Spin go forward. He's going to get stunned out. Great play by Aduro, but is it going to be enough?
His dash is down. There's nowhere for him to go. No combat blink up for him. Aduro's going to fall, and now Weekend, he's not going to allow DJ to free farm. He is not going to let him get away with this.
They're committing hard. And Weekend's still looking for it. It's going to be Incon and Weekend just trying to chase down this poor cat as DJ Pernicus, you know, he was just looking for a snack, right? They don't got to do all this to him.
Oh, he gets hit by the slow AFK. Weekend and Allied going to chase him down.
And this is looking an awful lot like the final push coming out of AFK here. I mean, things have just gone perfectly for him. The Tiger form, they're trying to lock down Pain de Vion and a stun to follow it up here with Kiki. And you can just kind of see the CC chain that would come out. It's Tiger stun into Spirit Ball and the Pluck. And then it's just soft served for Mr. Allied.
AFK grouping up, pushing this Phoenix on the left side, opposite of Fire Giant. It's the one they want to focus on here. And Incon's just looking for a Pluck, but Incon.
Incon's in there. Tyr hits the Lawbringer there. Beads forced out as well. Silence is there. Tyr now in a lot of trouble. Forced to dash away. The Pluck's going to be good. And the Circle of Protection's even better. Fields of Love will stun him out. But right now, it is all about the push of AFK. 22-3. This game, too, was just a beating. AFK, they seem to be a little bit off their game in game number 1. But man, this game number 2, this is the AFK we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and really game 1, they got outpicked, but game 2, they come in with a much stronger early game composition here. I don't think it was necessarily the double hunters in game 1, but I mean, Cyclone showed up with his warriors.
I think it's as simple as the jungler. You gotta have the early game, right?
I mean, it's an important part of it.
Like, if you run double hunters, you gotta get someone to get you there, and they just did not have that in game number 1 at all.
Nope, and AFK finds a return win after dropping the first in the set, but Legion still, they look incredibly good. AFK showing that they aren't too consistent, that they have weaknesses and they could drop games.
What's scary for AFK and AFK fans at home as well is that these sets, well, now we're sitting there and AFK's what, 4-2, I think? We'll check the standings in a bit.
They're 2-2.
No.
Yeah, they faced this is week 2. They faced TSM and now Legion, and both games went 1-1.
Oh yeah, so they're 2-2. That puts them right in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
So unless Cloud9 can come up with like a loss or something like that, I mean, it's gonna get really, really scary. I mean, this was the best case scenario possible for Legion.
I don't know about best case. I mean, they looked really good. Best case is always 2-0, right?
Well, naturally.
It's always 2-0. But Kiki, he turned up big this game, He was able to secure first blood as well.
Yep, Kiki on the ISIS. They had an 88 win % with this god when Kiki played him in Spring Split. And, Well, they're just continuing to show the dominance of Kiki on this mid laner, and that Spirit Ball to stun out tier was second to none.
Oh, there was so many plays and combos he had. Even in that, we actually were riding along with him in that last team fight. You saw Incon pluck Agni straight into circle protection, straight into silence, blocking Agni in place, and then he popped the circle of protection and blew him up.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the jungle map control here, see who dominated it. And, well, AFK 61%. They had 68% of the mid harpies as well, improving on it, which seems to be their weakness so far, is kind of figuring out a good composition for the mid harpies. But everything else is there. I mean, attack speed 67%, power 64. I mean, that's more of the AFK charts we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and at no point did AFK even get behind. It was actually 1-to-1 in kills, and Legion gets a Gold Fury, and AFK was still up 1,000. They had just been bleeding Legion dry, farming, stealing all their buffs early, and we can really showcasing these gods that are typically considered, oh, it's only good early, but late game, Weekend knows how to translate these picks into dominant team fighters.
Yeah, well, the player of the game is the 35-year-old Allied, Mr. David Hance. Look at him go. He misses game 1, comes into game number 2 with a Fury, as he was just dominant.
I want to know why he didn't make game 1. Did he just oversleep, or was it something important?
Probably. I mean, do you know the guy's sleeping schedule?
No. No.
Dude, it's awful. I like wake up. You know when you like wake up in the middle of the night and you like go to the bathroom and you're just like, oh God, what time is it? It's like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'll like check Twitch sometimes. And I'll just be like, see Allied up at 4 a.m. and I'll like click on it and be like, dude, go to sleep. And he's like, oh no, man, I like woke up at like 7 p.m. And I'm like, bro, that's a real problem you got there.
Yeah, but at 10-0 and 12, he had a fantastic showing. And really against the Sylvanus Cupid lane that we were incredibly worried for, right? All right, Sylvanus Cupid likely to push Allied under tower. He's likely to be out farmed. But early on, he was actually completely matched in farm against Panda Cat. So really, even against a strong, dominant duo lane, he played amazing.
For sure. All right, well, we have an interview with Mr. Incon. Incon, Riley Unzelman.
How are you doing, Gandhi?
Yeah, it's about time you answered me. How are you, buddy?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. We as a collective unit at the desk are good. All right, so Mr. Adonis said there's some inconsistency in the AFK lineup. Where the hell was Allied for this match 1?
Allied was missing, if you will, for this first match.
He was asleep.
And we have since taken care of it, and it won't happen again.
Oh,
nice.
man.
All right, so you're going to fix his sleeping schedule?
Yeah, manually.
I have a question, right? I said game 1 really wasn't about Allied not being there. I felt it was more the team comp you drafted. How did you feel going into game 1? And do you think it was just Allied missing, or did you guys get outpicked?
Well, honestly, it kind of ties together. Allied missing kind of caused us to be outpicked in the sense that we wanted to put Sammy on a character he was comfortable with. For those who don't know, Samshu doesn't even play ADC anymore. He was simply online in our clan at the time. We're like, we got to throw you in, Sam. He's like, okay. We're like, what can you play? He goes, I can play Neath. We'll get you Neath right away, man. And so shout out to Sammy, by the way, for trying his hardest, man. It wasn't his fault that all of that stuff happened. So
all right, so back to the game 1, right? So yes, you won. Is that the main No, you kind of said that's the main reason you drafted Neath right away, but how hard was it for you to pass up the Sylvanus that was open?
honestly, at this point, we've been playing very well against Sylvanus. It's not the biggest deal. We have, especially in that second game, as you've seen, we have picks that are ready for it. It was really not having Allied threw us off in the first game, and so we had to, throw in some different picks, which then threw off the later picks because he didn't have the carry in the ADC role with a Neath kind of drops off, so we had to put the ADC in the solo lane, and it all kind of spiraled out of control.
All right, now, how excited are you for Brazil?
I'm super excited, and it's going to be amazing.
I better see some good vlogs. Do you have any questions for him, Adonis?
No, just fantastic job to you guys. You traded out 2-2, so you're going to have some tough matchups moving forward. Cloud9, Eager still up. How do you guys think this season, how do you think the spring split's going to end? Where would you put yourself?
We're hoping to end up, obviously, in the top 3. Number 2 is probably the spot that we're aiming at. TSM, always online as a monster. They very rarely drop games. And so, honestly, they can probably be that number 1 spot. But plan on seeing us at the LAN and for us not to drop another game this season.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Incon. I love you, but I don't love you.
You don't love him?
I love, but I don't at the same time.
I love Incon.
It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at North American standings, see how everything's shaped up here after week number 2. Keep in mind, there's 7 weeks, or whichever side it is.
7.
Yeah, 7. Cloud9 on top, 4-0. Team Eager and Solomon and Legion, all 3-1. AFK, 2-2. Their saving grace ahead of them is, well, they have a little bit of an easier schedule. They do have to make sure they don't drop a game to Denial Esports or Eager if they have any shot of making this land. And, well, that's really the same story for Eager, right? I mean, Eager really can't afford to lose to many other people.
Yeah, and Cloud9 really has, they're sitting at 4-0, but they have the tougher matches in the later half. They still have to face that TSM. They still have to face Legion. They still have to face not Cloud. They're not facing themselves. And AFK. So they have a lot of tough games ahead of them. 4-0 sitting at number 1 may not remain that way.
Yeah, things are going to get a little bit crazy here. But thank you all for watching. It's been a good time. Are you excited for week 3?
I am excited for week 3. I think week 3 is really going to define where these teams truly sit. Now that they've got some of their easier games or harder games out of the way, we're going to have more distinguished placements, and I think we're going to get an accurate representation.
Do we have a magic number of like, oh, if this guy gets this amount of wins, they're guaranteed to make it to LAN? Do we have that yet?
I'm sure there is, but I don't do math.
You're the analyst.
Yeah, but I got like 1 + 1 = 3. I'm not doing statistics.
That was a terrible joke.
I'm not good at jokes either.
You were up here before, and now you're like...
I'm not good at math or numbers. It's a prop, Gandhi. It's a prop.
It is a prop. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching week number 2. We'll be back in week number 3 on Thursday. See you there at 4 p.m. Eastern.